You know that feeling when your cat curls up to sleep with you? It's just so sweet, right? But what if I told you that behind that simple, adorable act, there's a really deep message that most of us completely miss? It's one of the most powerful things that your cat can do. So, okay, let's really get into this and decode what that nightly ritual actually means.
Let's just ask the big question right up front. Why do they really do it? Now, you might think you know the answer, but I promise you it is so much deeper and more complex than you probably ever imagined.
Okay, so the common myth is pretty simple, right? Cats get cold, and you're basically a big human-shaped hot water bottle. End of story. But here's the reality. While, yeah, the warmth is nice, it is absolutely not the main reason. The real reason they choose you, well, that's a profound act of trust and a very specific kind of communication.
So, first, let's just completely tear down that whole warmth myth. Because really, if all they were after was a little heat, choosing you, a giant who fidgets and rolls over in their sleep, is actually a pretty terrible choice. I mean, think about it. Cats are absolute masters at finding heat. They have sunbeams they can nap in, they've got your warm laptop, radiators, even that pile of laundry fresh out of the dryer. They have so many better, more reliable options for heat. And yet, they keep choosing you. That's not an accident. That is a very deliberate decision. Okay, so if it's not just about being cozy, what is it? Well, it all comes down to one of the most powerful emotions in the entire animal kingdom, trust. And your cat choosing to sleep near you is the ultimate #1 expression of that trust. You really have to see it from their perspective. For any animal, sleep is their most vulnerable state. Every single instinct they have, honed over thousands of years of survival, is screaming at them to find a tiny, hidden, super secure spot where no predator could ever find them. And instead of listening to that ancient instinct, what do? They walk right past every quiet corner in your house and climb into bed with a creature that is, on average, 15 times their size. That is not a search for temperature. No way. That is a declaration. That's them saying, you make me feel safe enough to turn off all my alarms. And you know, this isn't just a warm, fuzzy feeling. There's real science here. A study in the journal Animal Cognition actually found that cats form attachment styles with their owners that are remarkably similar to how human babies bond with their parents. So that nightly cuddle, biologically speaking, it's a deep attachment behavior. But it gets even cooler. Let's talk about the next layer of this ritual, which is all about chemistry. Have you ever noticed your cat kind of pressing their head or rubbing their body against you before they settle down? That's not just them getting comfy. That's a very deliberate act of creating a shared identity. See, out in the wild, cats that live together in a colony create something called a communal scent. Think of it like a family password, an invisible signal that tells every single member who belongs and who is safe. It's how they define their tribe. So when your cat is sleeping pressed right up against you, they are actively mixing their scent with your scent. They are performing this ancient, powerful ritual that says, in the most fundamental way they know how, you and I, we're family. We belong to each other. That's a huge statement. Now, it turns out it's not just where they sleep that matters, but how they sleep. Every single position they take is like another word in their secret language, and it tells you exactly how they're feeling in that moment. So let's decode a few real quick. If they're in a tight little ball with their belly protected, that means I feel safe, but I'm still keeping a little bit of a guard up. But the full sprawl, but their super vulnerable belly just exposed to the world, that is absolute, 100% complete trust. And my favorite one, when they turn their back to you, I mean, that is the ultimate compliment. It's them saying, I know you've got my back, so I don't even need to watch you. But here's the thing that just blows my mind. This bond you have is so strong, it can actually make them go against their own biology. This right here might be the most incredible part of this entire story. See, cats are naturally what we call crepuscular. That means their internal clocks, built over millennia of evolution, are hardwired for them to be most active at dawn and dusk. That's prime hunting time. They are not designed to sleep soundly through the night with you. But a cat that's truly bonded with you will do something amazing. They will shift their entire sleep cycle just to match yours, all so they can exist in your world. They literally rewrite their own biology for you. Okay, so now we have to talk about the flip side of this, because if this nightly ritual is so meaningful, when it suddenly stops, that is an equally important message, and it's one you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. So what does it mean? A cat who has slept with you for years suddenly starts sleeping alone. This is not them being moody. This is a big, flashing red light that something is wrong. A sudden change like this could mean they're in physical pain. Cats are notorious for hiding when they're sick, and wanting to be alone is a classic sign. It could also signal environmental stress, maybe a new person in the house, a change in your routine, or it could be emotional, maybe something scared them in the bedroom. The most important thing is that you pay attention.
So the next time your cat chooses your bed over that perfectly warm, sunny spot, I want you to remember what they're really saying to you. That nightly ritual of trust and connection, it was never just a small thing to them. And now that you know all this, it shouldn't be a small thing to you either.